So there's this tool that has over 1 billion Instagram profiles, and I'm going to show you how to use it and use the filters, as you can see here, to find influencers to sell your product on Amazon or on Shopify. So in this video right here that I posted about a month ago, I showed you guys how I find influencers on Instagram and how I get them to help me sell my products and how it's been pretty profitable for me. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to do something similar but using a tool. There's a few things from the last video that I'm going to use today, and that's what you see here on the left side. So if you haven't seen that other video, let me quickly summarize it in under 1 minute because you're going to need it for this video. So last time we took my friend's product as an example, and he sells electrolyte powder, and we said that if you were to sell this product and you were to look for influencers to help you sell this product, what you would do is you'd go to Amazon, search electrolyte powder, and then look for one of your competitors that have a big brand. So I'm going to take Genius Electrolytes in this case. So then you'd go to Instagram and then search for that brand, that competitor of yours. And then in this case, they have a good amount of followers, so they're a good competitor to look at. So number one way to look for influencers from here is to see who your competitors are tagging. So look at one of these posts and then see who they've tagged, and then click here. And then right away you can see who this influencer is, and then you can either work with them or you can use step 2, which is clicking on that profile arrow. And by the way, you can do all of this on the phone as well. From that profile arrow, it's going to show you similar profiles to this person's profile, so probably similar influencers. So you can scroll through these and then contact all these influencers, see if you want to work with them. Number 3 is see who has tagged the competitor. So in this case, you would click here and see other people who have tagged this competitor. Some, if not most of these people, are probably influencers. And then again, you can click on the arrow from their page and find more influencers. Number 4 is competitor comments. So this one is a cool one because if you go to their posts and you go to their comments, you'll notice that a lot of times there's a lot of influencers that comment on these posts, especially if they use hashtags. So from there, you can contact these influencers, or again, go to the arrow and find more influencers from there. Number 5 is hashtag. So you would just search for electrolyte hashtag and then find influencers from there. But this is all you need for today's video, and you'll see how it's going to tie into the tool that I'm going to show you today. And again, if you haven't seen that other video, if you want real details of everything that I just mentioned and more, I'll link it in the description below or at the end of this video. So the tool that I use is called SocialRank, or it's called Trufan. So it's called SocialRank and by the company Trufan. This video is not sponsored by them. They did not ask me to do this, and I'm not getting paid if you sign up to them. I'm just sharing what I've been using. And if you find better tools, please let me know, because I'm also looking for other ways to find influencers. So the way this works is they have a bunch, well, over 1 billion Instagram profiles in their database. And they don't really go to Instagram and get those profiles. It's not like they have all of Instagram's profiles, but the tool is really made so that you find your own true fans. That's why it's called Trufan. So if I'm a brand, then I'm going to put my own page's data so I can understand my analytics and see who's my most engaged followers. That's one way to use the tool, but that's not really what we're trying to do here. So if a bunch of brands put their data, I think that's how they ended up with 1 billion profiles. That means that some of these profiles are not fully up to date. In fact, most of them are not completely up to date because it depends on when the data was uploaded by the brand, but it's close enough. So that's important to know because you're going to be disappointed. It's not going to be exact numbers that you see here that match the profiles, but it's close enough. So there's 2 main ways that I personally use this tool to find influencers, and the first one is using Cerebro, what they call Cerebro. So if you click on the Instagram icon right here and then you click on Access Cerebro, you get to this page. And this is basically all the profiles that they've ever added into their tool. And from here, you can filter through all of these profiles. So let me show you what you can do. First, you can put any keyword that might appear in someone's bio. So in this case, maybe not electrolyte, because no one's going to put electrolyte in their bio. But if we saw a bunch of yoga profiles, and I remember last time in the video, we saw a bunch of, what is it called? Keto diet type of profiles. So we could look up keto, or we could look up yoga, or we could look up fitness. It's best to do one at a time, but I'm just showing you all the examples that you can do. Here, you can either search for any of these words or all together. Now, all is going to be too specific, and that's why I'd like to go one by one. Words, hashtags, and emojis, this one is inside the post. So here, I would put electrolyte. So if an influencer doesn't put electrolyte in the bio because it doesn't really make sense, why would they? They would probably put it in their post. So either they talk about electrolyte or they just put hashtag electrolyte. Location, I would do United States because we can only ship to the US, but if you want to ship somewhere, or if you can't ship somewhere else, do that, or do worldwide or wherever you want to ship. Account privacy, I'd rather do public accounts. I won't know anything about the private account, so it's just a waste of time. Activity, recently posted, which as you can see means they posted in the last 45 days. Number of followers, that's a good one. That's a very useful one. I do usually from 5,000 to, I do 80,000. Oops. And I change it up. So sometimes I do 2.5 thousand, sometimes I do 100,000 here. I change it up, but it's around that range. I go up to 200,000, but that's a bit too much. Number following, that's if you want to see if they follow too many people or they don't follow anyone. I've never used it. Follower ratio, I've never used this one. Profanity, I've never used this one. Language, I've also never used it because some people speak different languages, but in the US, they're still in the US. Default avatar, I've never used this one. So you apply the filters, and then from the billion profiles, you're gonna see that it's gonna narrow it down to 415 results. Now there's two ways that you can view the results. Either like this, and here it's sorted by most valuable, which as you can see is the most in demand and influential profiles. I don't know exactly what that means, but you can sort in other ways as well. I'll show you in a second. But here, these are the profiles that fit the criteria. And you can see on the right why they fit the criteria. So they highlighted fitness, for example. If you only filter by a word in the posts or a hashtag, not in their bio, usually it shows you which post exactly it was and where the word is. I'm not sure why it's not showing now. Maybe I did something wrong, but anyways, let's go back to it. So from here, what I do is I look through these numbers right here. So the average number of comments is 51 comments. This one is probably the number that I look at the most because comments show me really how engaged the audience is. Average likes, I don't look at likes anymore almost at all, but sometimes I compare. Engagement rate is like a combination of this number and this number and this number. Profanity, I don't care about. So what I do next is I click on the profile right here and then I check out their page to see if they're actually an influencer. In this case, it looks like it's a company. So we didn't find an influencer in this case, but if that company matches or is similar to your own brand, then you can go back to the steps that we did at the beginning of the video. And now you can see why we did those. And you can do the same thing. You can go through the arrow, you can go through the tags, and you can go through the comments and all this stuff. But let's actually try to find an influencer from the tool. Let's be a bit more specific in the filters and let's look up, instead of yoga, let me go back and see the influencers that we found earlier and see what kind of words they use in their bio. And that's a good way probably for you to do it as well. See what patterns you can find so that you can find them with the tool. So yoga teacher might be a good one. Let's try that. So in this case, I want it to be yoga teacher as one keyword, or we could have done yoga and teacher and then all words. But in this case, maybe it'll be like teacher somewhere and yoga somewhere else. But see, now we have profiles that show yoga teacher in their bio. So let's see this person right here. Oh wait, hold up. So 46,000 followers, 45 average comments per post, and a good amount of likes. As soon as you see discounts in their bio, you know that they're an influencer. How much are they influencing? It's hard to tell, but you can hover here and see the average of likes and comments that they get. But you're getting closer and closer to what you're looking for. And again, from this profile, you do all these steps to find more influencers. What I wish this tool actually had, and I don't know if they do, maybe I didn't know about it, maybe if they could add a feature where I would look for people who have an email in their bio. So people that have contact me, they're definitely influencers, or they're definitely a business, or they're doing some sort of business. They're not regular people who are not influencing. Or if I can search for something in the link. So for example, if I want to search for people that have a YouTube channel, maybe if I can search for people that have YouTube in their link, or if they have a link at all, that would be a cool thing to search for. That got me thinking of maybe if we add code in here, then we can find influencers, right? So if we have code, and then we make sure that it's all words, she's gonna pop up again. Yeah, there you go. So only she pops up, so maybe it's a bit too specific, but maybe having code, any sort of pattern that you see in influencers pages, try to put it here. And as you can see, look, it says she has 46,000 followers and here she has 44.6. So it's not a perfect tool, but it is a very good start. and it gives you a new list of influencers. Speaking of list, all these pages that you find here, the ones that you do like, you can click on add to social rank list, and then they go into a list here that you can name whatever you want to name. So electrolyte influencers, for example, you can make a list of it. The other way that I use this tool is looking through competitors' followers. So I would go to one of my competitors and see if they have their page here and if they have the data. So if I search the Genius brand, it says that there's no reports available. So no one in the past has done a report for the Genius brand. You could run a report here. And by the way, it's a paid tool, and that's why you can run reports and do all this stuff. I'll let you know in a second how much it costs, but it's pretty cheap. So I would look for a bigger brand that's similar in the same niche. So I know Onnit is in a similar niche, I guess, and you click here. So again, this is someone in the past, or maybe them in the past, they've done a report on their profile. So you can see these are Onnit's followers, and it was last refreshed on October 6, 2019. So maybe that's why it doesn't match here. I'm not a professional at this tool. I'm just sharing how I use it and what I understand from it. But now you are filtering through their followers. So if you have a brand that you know that is exactly your competitor, you can search through their followers and do the same exact thing as we did before. Filter whatever you want to filter. So let's try yoga and let's try code and see what happens. Or let's see in the United States as well. And I want to show you one extra cool thing that I forgot to show you earlier. So we have 2,000 people that have yoga and that have code. Okay, so it was yoga or code. Let's fix that and do all. So 14 people have yoga and code. So see, 3.4 thousand. She's a yoga lover and use code Shannon. She's probably an influencer. Otherwise, maybe she's giving the code to her friends, but I doubt it. One more cool feature that I forgot to show you. Let me go back. So if you click here, you see access Instagram Cerebro. We go back to the big database. If you click here, then you get it in a different view. And what's cool about this view is that you can see all the numbers right here and you can compare them quickly, one next to the other, and then you can see the comments here. So we were filtering by most valuable. You can either do it from here or just click on this. So now we are seeing the highest average of comments average, and then going down to the lowest, and you can go through all the pages. And you can compare exactly the amount of followers to the average comments. You can see all the numbers here. You get it. You get what I'm trying to say. One last thing that I want to mention about this tool that I found was pretty cool, which I haven't used yet. But so you pay a fee so that you can put your own data into the tool. So then you can go through your own followers. And one useful thing that I've been able to do, or that I want to do with the tool, is if you put your data today, then you see exactly who your followers are now. But then if you work with an influencer, let's say a week from now, after you work with them and you do like a giveaway with them, and in the giveaway you say like follow us and follow the influencer, then you're probably going to get a bunch of followers from the influencer. Or if you do any sort of campaign with an influencer, what you can do is then click here and then you can compare reports or lists or folders. So you can compare your old report with your new report, or you can compare your new report with the influencer's report and then see which users match, so which profiles match. And then you can see how many profiles came from the new influencer, because you can see that now you have this follower who is also a follower of this influencer. So there's a lot of ways that you can use this tool, and there's a lot of different little things that you can do. As for the pricing of the tool, it's very cheap compared to other tools. So this one is like $199 a month. This is very expensive. This was maybe the closest one, $49 a month. This one I used for a bit because they have a free trial, but it's also $99 a month, which is expensive. But the tool I showed you, Trufan, is just $9.99 a month, which I don't understand how it's so cheap compared to the others, and it works well. Like, it's not perfect, but it does the job. If you guys have other tools that you use, please let me know, because as I showed you, I'm new to this and I'm learning from this, and this is pretty cheap to me. I've been using it and enjoying it. And as I said, once you find influencers from here, message them and contact them, maybe work with them, but also use it as a starting point for these 5 or 6 steps right here. I think I covered everything that I wanted to show you about this tool, but if you have questions, please let me know in the comments below and I'll do another video on this tool if you want. If you want more direct access to me and to ask me questions about this or about other business things, join my Facebook group. It's called the Brax Amazon FBA group, and we talk about Amazon and business all day, and there's 10,000 members that are ready to help you as well. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up if you want, please. It'll be very nice of you if you do that, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and click right here if you want to see the other part 1 of this video, which is how to find influencers manually. There's a lot more that I didn't share in this video that's in that, or click here to watch another video, this one or this one. Click there and I'll see you guys there. Peace.